Even though the people of Delhi might have got, in fact, a little relief due to the rains coming in from the heat that has been going on in the national capital, it doesn't seem to be the case for the Delhi Chief Minister, since the grip of the ED seems to be tighter, as the Delhi High Court is today turned down, in fact, any kind of relief coming in for the Delhi Chief Minister, even after he was granted a bail by the trial court in the excise policy scam case. Today, a single judge bench of the Delhi High Court, presided over by Justice Sudhir Kumar Jain, very clearly pointed out that there were errors in the trial court's order, and in fact the trial court has not dealt with the material that was placed on record by the Enforcement Directorate. Not only this, the High Court has not gone into the stringent conditions of Section 45 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, and that's exactly why the order is a little erroneous, and hence the High Court has stayed, in fact, the trial court order and has allowed the application of stay filed by the Enforcement Directorate in this particular case. The battle would now shift to the topmost court of the country, that is the Supreme Court, tomorrow, when the vacation bench of the Supreme Court will be hearing this particular matter. Remember that the Enforcement Directorate, after, in fact, the Delhi Chief Minister had been granted a bail in fact, the excise policy scam case by the trial court, had knocked the doors of the Delhi High Court. The Delhi High Court had reserved its order on the stay application moved by the Enforcement Directorate, and after, in fact, reserving the order for over 2 to 3 days, the Delhi High Court has pronounced in favor of the Enforcement Directorate, clearly saying that the trial court had not dealt with the case properly and has not gone into the material as placed by the Enforcement Directorate. Not only this, it has also noted that the trial court did not go into the clear findings on the issue of the the stringent twin conditions of bail under Section 45 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and hence the trial court order is erroneous, and the High Court has now stayed this particular order. No respite coming in for the Delhi Chief Minister, who was thinking of walking out of the jail, but does not seem to be the case as of now. The battle would now shift to the Supreme Court tomorrow, and we'll have to wait and watch as to how Arvind Kejriwal's legal team find a way to get a relief from the topmost court of the country. The High Court order will be dealt by the Supreme Court tomorrow, and we'll have to wait and watch as to what the Supreme Court has to say. But at this particular point of time, no respite for the Delhi Chief Minister coming in. Remember that the Enforcement Directorate had stated that it was not given out an ample amount of opportunity to oppose this particular bail application as per Section 45(1) of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and the material that was placed by the Enforcement Directorate has not been dealt properly by the trial court. In fact, the trial court had noted in its order that it has not gone into the bulky material of thousands of pages that was given out by, in fact, the Enforcement Directorate, giving out clear evidence against the Delhi Chief Minister clearly, and hence the High Court has today stayed this particular order. What happens next is something that we'll get to know from the Supreme Court tomorrow, when the battle and fireworks shift there.